Hey fellow backyard warriors, Nick here. Today I'm going to show you how I built this 55-pound short bow with Cias. So I'm starting off with a piece of 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. This is black furniture grade pipe, and I've cut it down to 46 inches overall. I've marked 7 inches from each end, and then I've marked the center, and then 2 inches and an inch, so 3 inches and 2 inches out from center. So now I'm going to flatten this in my jig. I've got it set to a 1-inch spacer, and so I'm going to be flattening from the center at 1 inch down to the end. Set that to the middle, move that to the end, straighten this out, and then clamp it. So you can see there's sort of a wiggle in the pipe here. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just going to heat this up and straighten everything out real quick. Alright, so that looks good. Now this 7-inch section on the end is going to get cut off, so it doesn't have to be straight up into here, so everything looks good. Now I'm going to heat the other side and taper it out. Let's take a look. And this one came out really nice. So here it is. Now we're going to shape the handle. Make sure that both limbs are flat, they line up in the middle, and then press starting from the middle and going outward. Here's the handle finished up. So now I'm going to cut off the last 7 inches. For this set of SIAs, I'm starting off with a 1/2 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. This is cut to 10 inches long, and I'm going to flatten it so that it has a 1/2 inch end, and then this end will be completely closed. Let's see. So I'm going to put a little bit of a bend into it, and then place it back in to let it cool some more. Now I'm going to heat the last 2 inches so the end can be pressed perpendicular to the rest of the pipe so that it will fit nicely into a 3/4 inch pipe. All right. So now I'm going to cut this excess piece off at about a 45-degree angle from the rest of the tip. Here it is. Now I'm going to clean up everything with a file and then cut my knock. I've gone and drilled a pilot hole. Now I'm going to use this little tool that I cut from an arrowhead with a 3/16 wide blade here. Here's the Cias finished up. So now that this end has come back to full round, I'm going to take a file, clean everything off, so we can attach our Cias. And before we move on, sometimes the flattening jig will leave an impression on the surface of the pipe. To get rid of that, we just need to heat it very gently. There you go. As you can see, there's still a couple of minor ridges, but these don't really affect it, and I'm not going to remove them. So here's the finished Cia. I've gone ahead and marked 2 inches. I'm going to use some hot melt glue, place the glue on this, then I'm going to heat up 2 inches of the end of this pipe, heat up the glue, and then I'm going to press them together. So here's the first tick done. So now I'm going to put a little bit of reflex or bend away from the archer in this portion, and then a little bit of deflex in this section to match the curve coming off of the handle. So here's the first. Alright, so here's the bow. I've got a string on it that's about 5 inches shorter than the bow is from knock to knock. And this is probably not going to be short enough. But when you're stringing a bow like this up for the first time, you need to sort of teach it how to bend properly. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to brace my knee against the inside of this joint here. I don't want to push pressure on the sia, just this place right below it. And then I'm sliding up the other hand. Okay, so now you can see the bow is, the tips are bending that way, so I'm going to bring everything back. And what I'm doing is I'm allowing the bow to start developing the amount of string follow that it's going to have. You can see here, this limb is flexing a little bit more. What you can sometimes do is press against the bottom limb like this. Try to get them to even out a little bit. Right, so now that everything's holding together, I'm going to go ahead and hang it up like this. Let it hang for about an hour. Then I'm going to come back to it. We're going to increase the string height a little bit more. If we just strung this up right now, chances are it would fold over sideways. So this is important to make sure that everything is flexing in the right direction. Okay. Now let's take a look. I've got my string, and I'm pulling out one string length of artificial sinew. This is polyester cord. Bring it all the way out to the tip, and then add 1, 2, 3 thumbs up worth, and then I'm going to make 2 bundles of 3 strands each. So I start by measuring out about 7 inches. Then I'm going to add what I need for my loop, which is about that much. I'm going to start from here. Now I'm going to twist this bundle counterclockwise, this bundle counterclockwise, and then they'll want to twist together clockwise. Right there. So we try to get about at least 4 inches on the end here, so I can go just a little further. There you go. Now that the loop size is the same, I'm going to twist clockwise until I can't twist anymore. Take this strand clockwise until I can't twist anymore. And then I'm going to twist these two together counterclockwise. That will lock them together. I'll do the same for this side. So now I twist these counterclockwise and then clockwise together. So now I'm going to pull these out, and I've grabbed onto the end. And now I'm going to go about 40 turns counterclockwise. These aren't full turns, but just turning the rope as much as I can, about 40 turns. And I'll take some of that out, do that to the other side. And this will help keep the string together and keep it from unraveling. So now I take my first loop, I measure along the string to the base of the second loop. So now I'm going to start my loop right here. Same as the other side, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. So now I separate the two strands. Now I've separated the two strands. I'm going to measure down about 4 inches. Counterclockwise, or clockwise, clockwise. Both of these together counterclockwise. Clockwise. Clockwise. And you can see when we do this, it's putting string, you can see when we're doing this, it's putting twist in the main string. That will allow us to do the other twists we need to do without the string just coming apart. Okay, so now, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. We just continue until the loop is done. I trim off the ends, and here it is. So here's the center of the bow. I'm going up about 1.5 inches. That's where the arrows are going to go. Go 2 inches from there. And I start. And now I can just spin the server and it will go around. Okay. So now that I have this served, bring the loose end back. And I'm going to serve for about 6 more inches and then finish it off. Okay. I've gone about 6 inches. Now I'm going to pull this out, bring it up over my finger, and then back under this loop. And I'm going to wrap this way. So backwards from what we were doing. I'm going to wrap for about 1 inch. All right. So I'm going to bring this over and start wrapping this way. So what's happening is I'm moving the wrap from here to here. Pull that through. And I'm going to cut the end. And there it is. 28 inches, and that is just about 60 pounds. I'd say 55 to 60 pounds. And just so you can see, this bow can probably draw, I'd say safely out to 30 at the max. So at 30, this bow will do a little over 60 pounds. And here's the bow all finished up. I hope you enjoy building this along with me today. And thank you so much to everyone who's supporting the channel through Patreon, my books, and through my shirts and other items on Teespring. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.